Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, introducing you to my Max Payne 3 hardcore difficulty video walkthrough. This is chapter 12, The Great American Saviour of the Poor. So, this is an interesting mission, this one. It's a fun mission, it's a cool mission. It can be challenging in moments, it can be a little bit bullshit in moments, but for the most, it's pretty standard. And the level itself really reminds me of a level off of Fear. And it's just because it's a bunch of decrepit buildings and you're moving through and there's soldiers in them. It's the same kind of premise. As I pick up this grenade launcher and then realise I hate using grenade launchers in games like this. That being said, if you remember the Ain't No Reprievement Gonna Be Found otherwise level, the section where I shoot the guy on the balcony who's got the grenade launcher, if you pick that up and you do the next room without using it, when you move through into the next area, there's a bunch of mobbed guys next to a car. If you fire a grenade into them, I bet you can get like an 8-man feed and blow up some cars. So, I've not checked it out yet, but definitely try it, because I should have said that on that video and I didn't, and for whatever reason picking up that grenade launcher just made me remember. Which is a nice bit of association in my brain. But just keep on doing what we've been doing for the majority of the game. Use your cover intelligently. Do not get yourself into a bad situation. Try and be as aware as possible, because this game moves pretty fast. It moves at a clip, and if you don't keep up, you're going to get killed. It's just that simple. And I've been looking at the DLC plan for this game. There's some interesting stuff. The most interesting one for me is the co-op on the New York Minute mode, because the first question I suppose is, I wonder if it'll be for New York Minute hardcore as well, because beating the game in one sitting sounds like a much better proposition with a friend than it does on your own when you can't die, because if your friend dies I assume the game continues, and if it doesn't that would fucking suck, because then that's going to destroy some friendships. But if it's like most games where one person dies, the other person has to salvage it, you know, with like a clutch performance, that could be really cool. That could make that mode really worth watching, and it could make that mode something that I would do with one of my friends in the same room, capture my perspective, and put my snowball in the room and capture our responses as it's happening. Which could be a cool little project, but chances are Rockstar will fuck us like I'm not going to say like they normally do, but just like developers do with the DLC, and it'll not be quite as cool as I'm imagining. Or it'll not be applicable in hardcore mode, because to be hardcore you have to do it on your own while, you know, wearing a vest and no shoes. But I have no idea. Because that does not sound fun, that, for a 10G achievement. If you're going to give an achievement like that, you've got to make it worth something. Because as soon as you take that worth away from it, all the pussy achievement hunters are going to be like, I'm not even going to bother. And all the hardcore guys are going to be like, well, it's not really worth it. And the only people left are the sadomasochists that need to get it so that they can prove to people that, you know, they got an achievement that you don't have. And that's literally it. And it's an interesting situation, actually, for stuff like that. Because it's 100G for beating the normal mode, and then 10G for beating the really tough mode. And now someone's fucking drilling downstairs that's probably going to come up on this goddamn mic. Great, just fucking great. But what can you do? I'm going to carry on regardless, and if you hear some crazy awful noise, it's whoever's downstairs with the drill. But when you move into this room, if you move towards this alcove I'm in, all the enemies will rush to you, and it's pretty much the safest place to pick them off. You only get a couple of seconds to take them out before they can hit you, so you need to be on the ball. And the fucking drill is back. So what's going to be happening here, guys, is a little meta game as I do this commentary. Every time that drill starts up, I'm going to have to stop it, so that's why it's abruptly being cut off, and probably so will I, because it's really loud on the recording, so I do apologise. But apparently our gas box outside needs earthing and should have been done a long time ago, so as soon as I start recording, they decide to do it now. But just be very careful in these rooms. Watch out for that guy. He has a light machine gun, and as you can see, from that distance, one bullet will put you down. It does some wicked damage. The cool thing is, when we move through that area where he was, we can pick it up and we can start murdering people with the RPD. Because it's easily probably my favourite gun in the campaign. Fucking drills. Oh, that was a quiet one, that one. He's probably a very nice man, but at the end of the day he's using a pneumatic drill when I'm trying to talk. But be careful on this section here. Once you kill all the guys across this little walkway or canyon, whatever you want to call it, this little, you know, drop, this pit, this deluge, I don't know what you'd say. As soon as you drop down there to cross, 2 guys are going to spawn up on the balcony, so you need to be prepared to do some shoot dodging or some slow motion shooting. And it happens with practice crescendo. There they are, immediately, the first guy and the drill, then the second guy. I can't see, thank you camera, can now see, clean him up, and as soon as the second guy goes down, I think you're good to climb up. There's no kill cam signifying that there's no more enemies in the area, but I think we're okay. But just be super careful. And this outfit that Max is wearing right now really reminds me of Die Hard 3. There's just something about it that is so Die Hard 3, it's unbelievable, because if you remember, John McClane starts with a shirt on. It's not quite a Hawaiian shirt, but it's a shirt, and he loses it in the course of the film. He's wearing pretty much khaki pants, very similar, and a white vest, and he's got his shoulder holster on, so it's really close to Bruce Willis in that movie, minus the big beard and the lack of a haircut. And look at that for physics. What even happened there? And this is amazing. Watch this shit. This is probably the only time laying on the floor has ever helped me on this game. I just get a 3-piece with the RPD while on my ass. That could be the moment of the guide right there, because it shouldn't have worked and I can't believe it did. But now that we've got this gun, you're going to be tempted to hold the trigger when you shoot. You don't want to do that because you're just going to waste bullets. This gun is generally a 2-bullet kill. Sometimes it's a 1-bullet kill. So you just want to feather the trigger, and it's going to be your best friend, because a couple rooms coming up are going to have ammo refills. So do not drop this weapon. This weapon's too good not to carry it for the rest of this level. I mean, there's a moment coming up, I apologise, where it takes the gun off you, but I hate those moments. They're annoying, and it gives you a shotgun that has no range and a bunch of dudes at 30 yards away, so you can imagine how much fun that section can be.
I knew this thing was bigger than me.
But just keep moving forward.
But I only had a glimpse of the whole
this also reminds me of when you go to the abandoned mall, when you're chasing down the cleaners on Max Payne 2. It's very similar to that, just before it blows up and everything, because it's, you know, very utilitarian, very maintenance-y, not quite the same aesthetic, but a similar feel, because it's, you know, it's all run down and what have you. And there's some interesting plot points in this section of the game, and this is the part where it takes your gun off you, so all you have here is your pistol and this shotgun. This shotgun doesn't have much range, so just use your Magnum. Your Magnum's fantastic. As soon as you kill these guys at the doorway, you want to move to the left-hand part of the room and start using the cover trick to shoot the rest of the guys that are going to be coming towards you through the pool area. So the glass is going to impede on your vision a little bit, so you want to watch that. But just eke your way out and snipe some dudes. And then before you move on to the next room, make sure you run around and pick up whatever assault rifle you can and get as much ammo for it as possible, because the next couple of shootouts are all going to be as challenging as your ammo count is high. But just keep shooting, keep doing your Max Payne 3, keep admiring, you know, the bullet holes in your body that somehow do not ever bleed any more than they originally did on impact. And, you know, just carry on kicking some ass. One thing I should really discuss, seeing as it's getting pretty close, is Ghost Recon Future Soldier. A lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to be covering the game because it's coming out so close to Max Payne, and the answer is yes. I am a big Ghost Recon fan. I played the second one, the GRA 2, Advanced Warfighter 2 for the Xbox. That was the second game I played for my 360 after Gears, and I really enjoyed it because I'd never really played anything like that. Because a little history lesson in my flavour for games, I was exceptionally picky in what games I played. I would never play a game that I wasn't interested in. I would never play a game that I'd not really heard about and it wasn't my kind of genre. I would never play anything that wasn't, you know, directly up my alley. It's just how it worked, and it stems from not being able to afford to buy games, not, you know, being a kid and only getting games for Christmas and your birthday, and that's literally it, and spending the rest of the year wishing you had more games. So it got me really picky on what I played and what I bought. And when I got an Xbox and I discovered achievements, that went completely out of the window. I wanted to play any game I could get my hands on because I just wanted to get those points. And that's pretty much manifested in this what I am now, basically, which is somebody who will play anything, give anything a chance, and if I enjoy it or if it's palpable, I'll probably stick it out and beat it. And I didn't used to do that at all, as I mentioned. I used to be the guy that didn't play it at all. And Ghost Recon was one of those games I would have never gone near because I had no interest in a realistic, you know, military shooter. Third person in like fucking Baghdad, because they all used to be sandy places with sandy camo. You died in a bullet. It were all super realistic, and it just used to remind me of the original Rainbow Sixes, where you'd run around and you'd spend like 40... Fucking drill. You'd spend about 40 minutes planning your route through the level, then you'd start the mission, you'd walk 2 yards down a corridor and a guy would shoot you dead and it'd be game over. And I never found that fun, I found them stupid. But Gra I enjoyed, and I had a lot of good times with it. It was probably the first multiplayer online that I got really into, because I didn't play Gears Online because I didn't have anybody to play it with, and when I played it on my own, I just used to get smashed. So I played a lot of Gra because I used to snipe in it, and I used to snipe like a bitch. But to wrap the whole story up, I played a lot of Ghost Recon and I enjoyed it, and I'm really excited for the next one. And I ordered it last night, I pre-ordered it, so it should be coming early again, and I should hopefully have the guide up for that game as quickly as I've had the guide up for this one. And the motivations behind that is obviously it's a new game, so it needs to go up quickly, and also I am in the midst of my final year of university doing my deadlines, so I need to get the games out of the way so I can carry on focusing on work. And then once I've got all the work done, I can go back to enjoying the games. It's just, you know, the balance that has to be. But this is the end of the level, guys, so thanks for watching, and you take care now.